You know, the music wasn't purposeful, but very sombering music. For good reason. For good reason. I've tried, y'all. I've tried because I didn't feel like it was worth having the conversation for a guy that you know is not going to get fired. Um, but and let me be clear, had no expectations of winning this game. I think the lack of improvement week by week is the problem that I'm coming to. That's the realization I'm coming to. It's not the losing. Didn't expect to win. You know, it's didn't expect to win. I'm just gonna put it like that. So it's not the losing. Like I mean, obviously, like you're losing, and all right, there we go. You're losing, and it might continues to break all the wrong records. Um, but at this point, um, I agree, Joe. We need meditation music. At this point, everybody you name is a scapegoat. At this point, you can talk about Atkins. Sure, trash. Gotta go. You can talk about Dugans. Absolutely garbage. You can go. You can talk about Fuller. Sure. Get him out of here. Whoever you want to talk about, by all means. But at the end of the day, Norvell, I don't know how he can bounce back from this. From and not again, it's not this live stream isn't really going to be about this game. I'm going to be honest with you. To hell with North Carolina in this game. Could care less. This is going to be a 1-8 blow up session. What therapy session, whatever y'all want to call it. That's what this is about to be for the next however long we decide to be on here until I'm done talking. There's no way I believe this man has the locker room intact. He obviously is going to have to fire the entire staff. Like at one point I was saying, well, you're probably going to make 3 to 4 changes feasible. If you're not going to pay $65 million for a buyout, well, you better be ready to pay that $20 million or whatever it is to hire an entirely new staff, because that's what the hell you need to do. And at that point, Mike Norvell needs to take his hands off of all the coaching aspects, whatever the case, run the program in a CEO type fashion, whatever that means, and let the new coaches bring in a new message and a new vision, because as far as I'm concerned, this guy's got to go. He's got to go. I'm not here to even debate it anymore. I'm not here to say, well, it's not feasible, because even if it's not feasible, I don't see how. I just don't see how it changes. I just don't see how it's fixed, even with the new staff, even with the younger players getting this playing time that we're seeing. And the assumption is they'll grow up. They'll get better from this. You know, all of these things happen. We've seen better coaches get fired for less. I'm going to just say it like that. We've seen better coaches get fired for less. Don't even get me started on Willie. And y'all know me. I don't like bringing that crap up. That's we should let that go. But don't even get me started on that. Because here we are. The worst season we've seen in, let's see, 40 years, 40 plus years, 50 years. And nothing has changed through 9 weeks. When I say nothing, okay, yeah, sure, they've tried different personnel to a degree. They've done these, you know, I was talking about it at halftime, like how weak. Like I'm watching all these other teams. Like I'm looking at Florida. Florida's in a fight here with Georgia damn Bulldogs. That team looks way better than it looked when it played Miami week 1. Granted, they're probably going to lose this game. Lagway, I think Lagway tore his hamstring. He's probably done for the year, which sucks for them because Lagway was the bright spot on that team. I get all that. But I'm watching the Gators and I'm going, they've gotten better despite their coach being under massive scrutiny. The writing has kind of been on the wall for Billy. In my opinion, I think Billy's been saving his job. I think the man has, just the way the Gators have played the last few weeks, I feel like Billy has saved his job. If they could somehow sneak out this victory, definitely probably saves his job. Right? The point is, I'm watching Florida get better week in and week out. Florida was the team we thought would have the 1-8 record with their schedule. Not the damn Seminoles. Florida's the team that we should be looking here and be like, haha, you won it. Bro, what the hell is going on? Week in and week out, not only do we not get better, we arguably get worse. And I'm strictly talking offense. I'm not giving a pass to the defense because it's a total team effort. But you can't scrape together points enough. Again, your Pop Warner teams score more, look better offensively than a Mike Norvell-led offense. You can say what you want about Jimbo Fisher. His offenses would never look this egregious. Damn sure not in year 5. Say what you want about Willie Taggart. He didn't get a year 5. His offenses, there was a lot of problems. Offenses never looked like this. And he was an offensive coach. And I think Willie called the plays too, if I'm not mistaken. What the hell is... I got a few super chats, so I want to make sure I get to those. But let some of that simmer in your spirit because we're not done yet. I've tried to hold this in. I've tried to be level-headed, realistic as much as possible. He's got to go. Jeff for the $10. Appreciate you, Jeff. He says Charleston Southern is the only game I can... Bro, I'll be honest with you. I ain't watched none of Charleston Southern. I don't necessarily know how that team looks or doesn't look. That's not a gimme game. But anyway, Jeff says Charleston Southern is the only game I see on our schedule winning. And to be honest, I don't say that with a lot of confidence. There you go, Jeff. The way we are playing. Absolutely. Disgusting. You name it, it is. I appreciate you, Jeff. Jeff came back with another one. He says, I'm 51. I've lived through the 80s, the 90s. I've watched great football. I've seen some bad football, but this is the worst I've ever seen at Florida State. Clickety clank, the money goes into my piggy bank. My bad, guys. Credible detailing. By the way, if you're in the Orlando area, get your car detailed by my mans. I mean, hell, as far as I'm concerned, at this point, I feel like he's a sponsor. 863 Seminole TV, sponsored by Credible Detailing. Get your car detailed from my man's here. He says, "What up, Chris in Orlando on the check-in? Mike is not it. No, he's absolutely not, Chris. He's absolutely not it. Get him out of here."
I get it. I get it. Yeah.
As we were saying, I mean, I must take a drink. Again, what you're watching here is there's no explanation for it. I can know again, and this is not a person that's actually I haven't been defending Mike, to be clear. No, just leave it down there for me. Thank you. I haven't been defending Mike, to be clear. I felt like, it's like wishing it's like waking up every morning and wishing to see a Ferrari in your front yard. Like, obviously it's not going to happen. That's how I've felt about the Mike Norvell firing conversation. Like, we can talk about it, but it's a waste of time, effort, energy, because it's not going to happen. But at this point, I don't care anymore. At this point, maybe it takes some of us to talk about it. Maybe it takes people. Maybe it's going to take people to not go to football games, stop buying things. Like, maybe I'm here right now at this moment to declare an FSU fan stand up because something's got to change, and you get this guy out of here. Everybody's talking about something. If you want to change, start donating. No, how about we don't donate? How about you don't donate to Battles In? How about you don't donate? How about you don't support as long as this BS is here in Tallahassee? This is going to make a lot of people mad, probably, what I'm saying. You know me. I really don't care. If you don't like what I'm saying, feel free to unsubscribe. Feel free to not follow me on Twitter. All those things. Won't be the first. I have plenty of people leave my platforms because they don't like what I say. That's okay. I'm not here to pump sunshine. Never have, never will. I'm always going to speak my truth, which is usually the truth. But all this talk about donating, no, I'm not donating to something that I don't see an improvement. I can't do it. You can call it going on strike, speaking with your money, whatever you want to call it. It's one thing to have a down season. It's another thing to look completely inept. It's another thing to look completely like this. What happened this year doesn't just happen. Like, there should hopefully one day there should be a 30 for 30 on what the hell just happened in this season, because something drastic happened in this coaching staff, in this locker room, all in this program. Something happened, and there's no way anybody should be donating to keep it together. Clean house. It's time to clean house. I'm not even going to lie to you. If this would have been a 6-7 win team, okay, like, down seasons happen, but what you're seeing now is a complete ineptitude in every facet, every level. They not coaching. I feel sorry for the players. I'm telling you right now. People want to clown up, and I started the season off talking about players. These guys can go. No, I feel sorry for the players. I feel sorry for the players because they don't deserve to be led in this fashion. Lawrence Toafili don't deserve this. Hell, name a player. I've talked a lot of crap about guys like Kentron. And again, nothing personal. It's just what you put on the football field is what I talk about. They don't deserve this. Not one player on that team deserves what's happening right now by this staff. This staff has failed them at every level. Again, I'll go back, like I said at halftime, I'll go back to the simple fact that to start the game off, you won the coin toss and you said, I'm going to put my offense on the field first. What was the logic behind that one? I think it was a 3rd and 18. North Carolina. Mike Norvell calls a timeout. Why? Because you think we're gonna get the ball and do something we haven't done in 8 games and drive down the field before halftime? Like, this guy, the way he's coaching the game is flat out delusional. There's coaching to win, and then there's just stupidity. He's living in a fucking fantasy land, as far as I'm concerned, at this point. He doesn't understand the ebbs and flows of the football game. He doesn't feel the pulse. He don't understand the pulse of his team. His press conferences are going to be the exact same they've been for the last 8 weeks. I think guys are playing hard. They're still invested. I failed them. Yeah, you failed them. You failed this fan base. And the fans should not go to the games anymore. Well, I think that was the last home game. Somebody mistake me if I'm wrong. No, Gators come to Tallahassee. Y'all shouldn't show up to that game. I'm sorry. This is going to piss a lot of people off. And no, if you're not a real Seminole fan. I've got it on me. Don't tell me what I'm not. I don't know if you see the room around me. I didn't spend all this money to tell me I'm not a real Seminole fan. You shouldn't go to the game. You shouldn't support this in any aspect, point blank, period. If you want them out of here, I think that's how you get them out of here. Not donating to the damn battles in. You get them out of here by boycotting this team. We talking about boycotting that bowl game last year. Boycott this team. I'm going to watch it because I come on here every weekend and I do this. So I'm going to watch it. Boycott this football team. I had a super chat I think I missed. Let me make sure I get to that. Might have had 2. I know I saw 1 for sure. Corey Hall with the $2 says, I'll swing on Norvell. St. Bobby rolling over his grave. He absolutely is rolling over in his damn grave. Absolutely. Appreciate you, Corey.
Clickety clank, the money goes into my piggy bank.
Omar Graham, Ja'Kai Douglas, none of these guys deserve this crap. No, they don't. Nobody deserves this. I come on here every Saturday, and I really don't have to. I could have packed it in like some of y'all's favorite YouTubers. Some of y'all's favorite YouTubers that y'all subscribe to, and y'all take everything they have, and y'all hang by their nuts when they tell you, oh, we getting this guy and recruit. Some of those guys that y'all hang on, they ain't even doing videos anymore. Let me speak on it. But I come on here every Saturday, and I talk to y'all about the good or bad and the indifferent. Look, you can see the view count right now going down because they don't like what I'm telling you. And that's okay, because I really don't care. I don't care if it gets down to 10 people in here. But the FSU fans don't like what I'm telling you, but I'm telling you no lies. And by all means, you can continue to cycle yourself out if that's how you feel. We had about 90 in here. Now we down to 78 in like 2 minutes, and that's fine. I ain't mad at it. Really don't give a damn. I'm done. And if you're not done, well, then you're part of the problem. You're part of the problem. This is unacceptable. like I said, I try not to get mad, but this is unacceptable. And I'm not going to come in here and lie about it anymore. I'm not going to come in here and tell you that, no, to hell with all of it. We didn't do it for Willie, and I'm goddamn it not going to do it for Mike Norvell. This ain't a race thing, it's a football thing, but if we want to make it a race thing, y'all already know where I can pivot to that. Because there's no way any of this is acceptable. And again, shout out to the Gators because they just scored. Man, if they can win this game, shout out to Billy. There's no way this shit should fly. Every damn record you've broken, and in the worst way possible. Not the good records, the worst ones. Congratulations, Mac Brown, for winning your first football game against your alma mater. You got a lot of people, again, who will show up when everything's going right. But I've been here from Jump Street. I was here when Willie was sucking. And here through the Mike Norvell with COVID years and all of that. So, obviously, I ain't going nowhere. Regardless of who comes and stays in the chat. It really don't matter. But could you imagine Taggart's offense? Remember, Taggart was hired as an offensive genius as well, as a guy who had a high-tempo offense and all those good things. Imagine if Willie Taggart's offense looked like this. He wouldn't have – hell, he didn't make it long. He wouldn't have made it past year one if the offense ever looked like this. And Mike's in year 5. And that goes down the board of every position group on this football team. You had to go out and get DJ in year 5 because you couldn't recruit a quarterback that would be waiting in the weeds when Jordan Travis was finally done. You don't have an offensive line that you could put on the field in year 5 because you can't recruit a no line worth a damn. You got to continue to go to the portal, and we got 5 guards playing across the offensive line. You can't recruit a linebacker once Kalen DeLoach dips because this is where we at. We can dissect it down to the cell. It doesn't matter. None of this is acceptable. For those that are remaining in here, please hit the like button, please. Lost about 30 viewers, and I ain't even hit an hour yet. It ain't because people don't want it. It's because I'm saying what I'm saying. And again, I really don't care. Y'all know, y'all be here every weekend. We usually got over 100 people in here on an instant reaction. There's a reason we don't. Because people don't want to hear what I got to say, but it's the truth. Guess I'll get to some of y'all's comments because I can just continue to. I feel like this might be one of those nights where I drop the link and let people express that. Maybe I'm too emotional right now. Maybe some of y'all are just dead to it. Think about putting a link in the chat and let people come on and express what they got to say. Because at this point, I don't know how you look at this and go, yeah, give them another chance. FSU fans have this weird obsession with giving people chances. You held on to Odell Hagens way longer than you should have because you wanted to give them chances. Yet they force retired Bobby Bowden, but we can't do that to Odell for some reason. Anyway, Island Boy, what's going on with you? He says, I think what happened is that these coaches didn't have to coach much when Travis and them was there. But now that all that talent is gone, now you have to actually coach. And they don't know how. I won't say that. I don't know what happened. I don't necessarily know if I buy in that, but we'll see. Maybe one day 247 will come out with something. Just like they came out recently with the whole Keon Coleman thing. By the way, on the Keon Coleman thing, I knew the Keon Coleman thing. First, y'all know me. I'm not a newsbreaker. I don't do that thing. I just give my opinion here. Damn, Florida, don't let Georgia come back down and score. I knew the Keon Coleman thing. I found out about the Keon Coleman thing around the time the Senior Bowl was going on and all that. There was a lot of conversations going on. Then it wasn't worthy, in my opinion, of breaking that. But 247 needs clicks now. They need subscriptions because the season's terrible. So they're going to drop that whole Keon Coleman thing. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it doesn't really matter. I haven't seen the Battles End making videos in a while. What's there to make a video about? And let me be clear. This ain't even about the Battles End because I appreciate what Ingram does or what he's trying to do. So when I say don't donate to him, it's not a knock on the Battles End. It's just a knock on the fact that you got to speak with something, and speaking with your pocket speaks louder than really anything else. Like this live stream, it'll get however many views it gets, whatever. But speaking with your pockets is what's going to get some changes. And right now, FSU is investing a lot of money in it. You still got the football facility that's being built. You still got the renovations and dope that's coming down. The still court thing lingering. Who knows how much money they're spending on lawyers with the court stuff. FSU has a lot of money divvied up in different things, let alone talking about maybe firing a head coach. They need people in the stands for revenue. They need people buying merchandise for revenue. I say stop doing it. Let's see how long they stick with Mike Norvell then. Mighty No says, what up, Polk? I totally agree with both of Golf's messages. Man, this is tough. Shout out, not Golf, but Jeff. My bad, Jeff. Shout out to Jeff. I'll let y'all speak on it. I don't necessarily have to. Panama says, these coaches let this team down. Poor Graham, Ja'Kai Douglas, Darryl, Toafili, just to name a few players, but many more. Every player on that team has been let down as far as I'm concerned. Dang, Georgia just came back and scored. Good game here in Jacksonville for these two teams. Again, Florida's a team that could have laid down a long time ago. Lost Graham Mertz, lost DJ Lagway. Billy's got them boys playing. That's crazy, ain't it? Absolutely insane. Mighty says, I'm sorry, Pope, we need to go after Mark Stoops. Who else out there would leave the situation to come here? Just ask. Well, I think, again, it's hard to name specific coaches. I personally believe the Stoops. I was on the Stoops bandwagon when you fired Willie. I think I said this. I said this 5 years ago. You can go check it. You don't fire Willie in the manner I thought Willie should have been fired. Let me be very clear. I thought Willie should have been fired. But you don't fire him in the way you fired him mid-season in year – was that year 2? You fire that man mid-season year 2. Okay, cool. You don't fire him in that manner and go hire Mike Norvell. And I said, again, this isn't revisionist history. Go check the tapes. I said it. 5 videos are still up. I said it 5 years ago. You don't fire Willie for Norvell. If you're going to fire Willie like that, you go get a name. Thought Mark Stoops was the name then. I think the Mark Stoops train has passed at this point. I don't know what he's been at Kentucky a little bit too long. I just don't know. Stoops would have been my guy back then. But I believe there are plenty of coaches that would love the opportunity to coach in the state of Florida, at Florida State, and have access to the caliber of players that they would have access to. I personally believe that. Y'all want if you want a link, just give me a thumbs up. I'm at that point. That's fine with me. I'm cool with it at this point. I feel like this is one of those nights. Essentially, Coleman was telling recruits, so I think specifically wide receivers, like, don't come to Florida State. He had some issues while he was there. A lot of it's kind of documented. I'm surprised it's just getting out now. Again, this stuff was out a year ago. It really was out a year ago. Again, I don't break news. I don't really break gossip. So that wasn't something that I was ever going to put on my channel. Y'all know how I am on my channel. I like to talk ball more than gossip. Oh, no, you can't throw that pick. Okay, Florida just lost the game with that. That's pretty bad. But again, at least they fighting. But essentially, that's the case, Brandon. This is my first watch since my son's football team just finished. Thank goodness for that, because what I saw today was complete and utter BS. Shout out Loke Wright. Is it possible that FSU didn't take the season seriously just to show the ACC? I feel you, bro. I know. I don't know. I'm starting to learn some of y'all's personalities. Obviously, it's over the internet, so it's kind of hard. I'm pretty sure you're joking on that because there's no way, right? Bring in Dion. I mean, at this point, bro, anything's better than Mike Norvell. And shout out to Dion because I'm not a fan of the way he manages his roster. But what I am a fan of is the way he allows his coaches to do their damn job. And again, the Keon stuff came out a while ago. I'm really shocked that it. But again, I know why it's just coming out because 247 needs. They need their stuff. I will put a link in here. Let people get what they got to get off. Because you know what, y'all deserve it. People that are coming in here sticking with it every weekend, y'all deserve it at this point. Y'all deserve to have your voices heard. You're probably tired of hearing me say the same old stuff. Shout out to Georgia. I mean, Georgia's not the same team they've been. Florida fault, man. Florida fault. Can't deny that. Florida fault. All I want for Christmas is a new head coach. I feel you. Bring in the Indiana coach. Again, at this point, it doesn't matter who you bring in, does it? Imagine the amount of exposure and recruiting could have bought in. Who's this? We got somebody in the back. Give me a second. Let me read this comment. That alone should have been the reason to hire him. That stadium and IPF would have been done quick if he was the coach. That's from William. Stino. Well, what you got for me, big dog?
What's going on, man? Hey, it is what it is at this point. You know what I mean? I just want to really just call in, hey, welcome home. You know what I
Thank
mean?
you.
We gonna watch this train wreck. You know what I mean? If we end up 1-11, I'm like you know what I'm saying? All I got is, like I told earlier in the chat, all I got is this chat right now. You know what I mean? Like, this is just hot trash. Never saw it coming, but it is what it is at this point.
I I I don't know what to say. What do you want? Let me ask you. I'm just curious. What do you want? Do you want Norvell gone? What do you want to? What do you
Yeah,
want?
he can go, man. He can. Are you kidding me? He can go. You know what I mean? Like, he has all the tools, like you stated. You know what I mean? From damn near like week one. You know what I mean? To be honest with you, like, he's had every chance. He's had this is year 5. There should be no excuses at this point. You know what I mean? If I honestly believe I was deployed when Taggart, half of the time Taggart was there. But shit, if Taggart had half the tools, half anything that
If
Norvell had, it would have been totally different.
if he had half the program support, I would be
Exactly.
interested to see how it turned out. I'd
Yeah.
be interested.
He really wasn't given a chance. You know what I mean? So I don't. As far as I keep hearing the Dion things, I don't. I mean, come on, Dion. I don't. I really don't see Dion ever coming back. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Being on the coaching staff,
from what
that's a
I
pipe dream.
hear, that I think Florida State burnt that bridge initially.
Yeah,
From what I hear, but I mean, it is what it is. People are going to talk about it.
exactly. Well, all right, man. I just wanted to holler at you real quick. It's Castillo. You know what I mean? I'm always going to check
Castillo,
in every
I
week, my
always
boy.
I know you. I see you every week, and I always mess your
Yeah.
name up.
Nah, it is what it is, man. Welcome
Salute.
home again, bro.
Thank you. I appreciate you, big dog.
All right.
All right, let's see who we got. I got Corey in the back. I'm gonna bring everybody in one at a time. If we start going too long, maybe I'll have a panel. But for now, we'll just do one at a time. So let's not try to make it like a 30-minute thing. But I got Corey in the back. So let me bring Corey up. And then next I got Mr. Wolf. Corey, can you hear me?
Poke, what's up?
What's up, dog?
Man, I just want to go back in history, like the reminisce some things that happened. The AD that fired Willie, didn't he say that Willie wasn't good enough? We are at Florida State to win championship.
That's what he said. He wasn't a real AD, to be
Okay,
clear, but that's what he said.
Okay, so that AD left. The new one came in from Louisville. All right, we could go back with Jimbo, right? When Jimbo run the national title, they had the black AD, and he wasn't putting all his resources in the football, right?
Right. They care more about basketball, if I'm not mistaken.
Right, basketball, softball, all that. So Jimbo got in his feelings and wanted to leave, right?
Well, because Jimbo knew.
Okay.
He knew what was coming up.
Right. So, but Novell done had all of this. New football facility, the boosters giving them money, everything. He done had every opportunity to keep a winning season, right? Every quarterback this man has brought in here has been hot garbage. Everyone.
Keep going.
Every quarter, he don't evaluate talent worth nothing. Just like I said, he stumbled up on Jordan Travis in that Jacksonville State game because he started Tate Rodemaker over, remember? And Tate threw the pick six.
Keep going.
So he didn't even evaluate Jordan. He didn't even he was forced upon Jordan. He had nothing else.
Continue. Right.
So my thing is, why are we holding on to this G5 coach, man? He don't know what it is to play big time college football.
Because man. we let last year trick us into that extension.
That last year was the perfect storm, man. It was the perfect storm. Last year was them people at ESPN was right, man. They were right. And we proven that they were right, man.
When you say they was right, what do you mean?
Meaning that this was just the perfect storm. We wouldn't have been able to do nothing without Jordan Travis. Even if it was rigged up for Alabama to get in there, we can't do nothing without Travis. Nothing.
I hear you. And I hear what you're saying. I don't want to make this season be about last season because I believe that was a championship level defense.
But
I'm not saying we would have won a natty, but I would have loved to see us against Michigan because that offense against our defense, I would have loved to see it.
Poke, if we would have had homegrown talent this season, this team would have been pissed off from the snub. That's
a different conversation, but you're right. No, you're right.
We didn't have home. We always going to get hired assassins. We always hired you know what I mean? We got to get somebody transfer portal. They don't bleed no garnet and gold, man. They don't care. They trying to get that bag.
Well, I don't know if any kids these days bleed any colors. It's a different game, and not only high school recruiting, but the transfer portal. But what I will say is, at this point, you should have recruited over Maurice Smith, Darius Washington, Kentron Portier, Shaheem Brown.
But we went 13-1. We supposed to own the state of Florida, man. We went 13 and we was 13-0, really. Why we should have people breaking their neck to come to Florida State in the state of Florida.
You went 13-1.
He don't go down there in the muck. Ain't nobody recruiting them boys out of POLK in the muck where them boys at.
That's a great point. When the last time FSU had a Belgrade commit?
Right.
Somebody can answer that for me if they want to.
This joker from Texas, and he ain't even bringing in nothing from Texas.
No. He don't emphasize recruiting. And that's why I think at this point you got to fire him, because I don't see that philosophy changing. So this ain't Memphis.
Go ahead, my bad.
Real quick. This ain't Memphis. So at Memphis, there's a couple reasons why at Memphis you can recruit the way you like recruiting now and have success. Because it's Memphis, those kids are always going to have a chip on their shoulder because no one ever looks at Memphis as being a team that's going to compete. Also, you can recruit the low-key talent because they automatically have that chip on their shoulder. Right. At Florida State, you can't recruit that caliber of player, for one, because the people that you compete with are recruiting top-tier talent. And for two, you get to Florida State, you have this mindset of, like, I'm at Florida State. The chip's on you, the chip's gone. Because, Florida State wanted me, so I'm that guy. No, you ain't that guy. You the 600 ranked linebacker, and you shouldn't be here. You the 500 ranked wide receiver, and you shouldn't be here.
Shouldn't be at FSU. Shouldn't be at FSU.
So all this talk about we just want guys who want to be here, make a difference. No, you need the best talent. You need to hold on to the Keldrick Falks. You need to hold on to the KJ Boulders. You need to hold on to the Travis Hunters. That has to happen.
But man, we didn't only lose those recruits. They embarrassed us, man. Keldrick throw the hat down. Like,
forget Travis Hunter. Forget Travis Hunter. I love Travis Hunter, but forget Keldrick Falk came here, said my recruitment's done. The next day was at Auburn, and it was documented. He came here, left Tallahassee, and was at Auburn the exact next day after saying his recruitment was done. Make it make sense.
Wow. Because the man ain't like Bobby come home and close. Bobby closed that deal. Bobby going now.
Mike's no closer.
He can't close it.
Mike's no closer.
He can't close it. And then you supposed to be an offensive guru. You can't even get past 21 points in college football. You can't get past 21 points, man. It's atrocious, bro. I mean, it's all these is fireable offenses, man. I don't care what nobody say about Jimbo. Jimbo go recruit, and at least Jimbo go air that thing out. He go score some points. Y'all said his offense may be outdated or whatever. Y'all probably mad by how he left. But I know Jimbo Fisher wouldn't go for no mess like this. This is crazy, bro. I can't even enjoy my squad, man. 1-8.
That's correct. 1-8 is insane. 1-8's insane. I don't have. 1-8 is inexcusable. It's 1-8. I don't know what to tell you about 1-8.
Come on, bro.
I don't know what to tell you about 1-8. But I want to get to Mr. Wolf, man, because he's sitting in the back for a while.
Yeah, man. Hey, man, well, maybe when you open it up big, I'll be back. But
yeah, if you want to come back, I want to make sure I get everybody to get their points. But I might do a big thing, and I'll definitely bring you.
I thank you, man. I need it, man. The therapy, boy, because I'm pissed.
Man, look, I'm with you, Corey. Let me get Mr. Wolf in here. All right, Mr. Wolf, good to hear from you.
What up?
How are you?
How you been? Man, I want to say a couple words. I ain't gonna be here for long.
The floor is yours. I don't think nobody's after you, so the floor is yours at this point.
I'm 19 years old. All right.
Okay.
I started watching Florida State football in 2013.
Yeah.
I seen Jimbo Fisher. I seen the fall Willie Taggart, and I've seen, of course, Mike Norvell. And there was always one thing that fascinated me about Florida State football.
So you didn't even.
Don't
let me cut you off. I'm gonna let you finish. But so you didn't. You're not even. I want you all to listen. I want y'all to listen to Mr. Wolf because he's not even Bobby Bowden. Like I watched when Bobby Bowden was here. Obviously, right? I'm older. Obviously. You said you started watching 2013. You're only 19. Yeah. So yeah, the numbers add up. Think about that, guys. You're talking to a guy who don't even know about Bobby. Well, he knows about Bobby, but he didn't watch FSU under Bobby.
Yeah, my father did.
And not even the
But I got
prime Bobby
Super
Bowden.
Bowl.
Think about that for a second. But go ahead, Mr. Wolf. Continue.
I see the main focus I want to talk about is the offensive line.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that has been the problem. And it's been the recruiting. And I've always paid attention to the recruiting level. We're always a top 25 recruiting squad. We always had a top 25, at least a top 25 class.
Mm-hmm.
And we always stuck to that, even with Willie Taggart, Mike Norvell, and of course Jimbo Fisher. What I'm going to say is I've never seen a good offensive line from any coach besides 2013. And each time it gets worse. And I haven't seen NFL guys, NFL coaches, and top playing recruiters, and especially on that defense with Hagans, whatever you call him. I didn't see nothing I
Odell.
like. Yeah, Odell.
Well, I'll tell you this. As far as that first part you said, where you haven't seen a good offensive line since 2013.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to disagree with you. I mean, I think 2014's O-line wasn't bad once they moved some guys around. But yeah, the O-line's been a problem for a while. I don't think last year's O-line was bad. You can say that Jordan Travis made the O-line better.
Yeah. But these are the same guys.
Darius didn't become an All-American last year by accident. Like, I don't know what the hell happened to him. He fell off a cliff. But Jordan Travis didn't magically make him a All-American. At least I don't believe so. So, and we've had guys like Dylan Gibbons was pretty good for us. But yeah, I mean, you make a decent point of the fact that like O-line has been an issue for Florida State for a while now.
Yeah, I think it's the main problem. I don't think it's a quarterback problem. I think we got some good quarterbacks back there.
I think we have some promising guys. I'm not as down on Luke or Brock as some people are. I think those guys have tools that they can work with. And I think the problem is, maybe they're surrounding pieces.
And we keep on using our red shirts, right? In the back.
At some positions.
Especially the quarterback position. That's what I'm.
So, yeah. Well, I don't know. I got to see. Luke might not
because
be. Luke might not have his red shirt anymore.
I remember James Blackman.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure he would have been a decent quarterback.
Well, they had
that whole Alabama.
Yeah, they had to rush him out there.
Yeah.
So they ended up.
But I believe he would have been a decent quarterback if he had a decent offensive line. Though I do think this is the worst offensive line I've seen in my life. Because I've seen other teams. I'm always looking for that push, but I don't see it. They don't use their speed right. What else? The defense has always been good. I don't know what your thoughts is behind that. They always look right by the end of the year. And they always look like they're going to improve underneath Mike Norvell. Though that can be
the defense.
Yeah. It always improves, but this game looked like they broke.
Well, I think at some point you knew the defense was going to break. I mean, you can't keep asking the defense to come out there and you only score 14 points a game. Like I don't care who you are.
I think
like you can't do that.
Game that they broke. At
some point they were gonna break. Like I'm not defending Adam Fuller, but damn, I'm defending Adam Fuller. Like you can't keep. Like if I'm Adam Fuller, I'm looking at Mike Norvell dead in his face and saying, "I'm the problem."
He looks lost.
I'm the problem. Adam Fuller might be a problem, but he's not the problem. I'll tell you that right now.
Mm. I think his evaluating skills are garbage.
Yeah, Norvell's for sure.
Yes, I think that's it.
But I
really think it's mostly the staff.
Yeah, the staff needs to be completely overhauled.
especially in the recruiting. The recruiting needs to improve. I think that's where you need to start in. If I was Mike Norvell, you start with the trenches. That's what you need to run the ball, but you're not running the ball. And then if you
Which
don't
is
have a run
crazy
game, then you
because
can't pass it.
a Mike Norvell staple is usually having a decent running game. So again, I don't know what happened to that guy this year. But let me get to
All right.
some other guys. Mr. Wolf, I do appreciate you. And
All
if I do a big I might bring some guys back on. So just
All
be
right.
ready. Just be ready.
All right.
All
Bye.
right. Yeah. Yeah, guys, this is, get in that comment section, whatever. But this is what it is at this point. We are I'm letting the Florida State fans, by all means, say their piece. My comment section isn't updating, so give me a second, because I want to make sure I get everybody. Darius been hurt since preseason. Well, Darius shouldn't be playing if he hurt since preseason. Shit. I'm not finna look. My philosophy on injuries is pretty simple. Hold on. Second, guys. Sorry. My philosophies on injuries are this, and again, I had to go to the YouTube side of things because my comment section isn't updating on the. Give me 1 second. I might phase out for a little bit, but let me refresh the page so I can get my comment section to update. Give me 1 second, guys. Okay, I think I'm back. Comment section still doesn't look like it's uploading, which is fine. I'll just have to go to the other page. So I won't be able to highlight some of you guys' comments. I think I'm back because my comment section on here isn't uploading. So I'm just have to read. So I don't know why it's acting like this. I don't know why it's not. So I won't be able to highlight some of you guys' comments. Yeah, I don't know why we're having these difficulties right now, but hey, whatever. My comment section on here is uploading. So I'm just have to read. So okay, I'll just read it off of here. But I can still see y'all's comments. I just got to look at them on YouTube. So let's go. Let's see. We got I was talking about Darius and about him being hurt. And what I was trying to say is my philosophy on injuries is if you're on the field or if you're on the court, if you're playing the game, I don't want to hear about being hurt. Like I'm not one of those. Like if you're playing football, if you're playing whatever it is you're playing, if you're playing, the injury doesn't matter. Like there's being hurt and there's injuries. Everybody's playing hurt. It's week 8, 9, whatever it is. Everybody's hurt. Are you injured? Whatever. So that's not an excuse as far as Darius goes, in my opinion. That's not an excuse. Mike must have found out his wife was getting her. Okay, this ain't the Jimbo. All right. Do y'all think the O-line was good last year? Benson broke big plays in that second half, but we never had a good run game last year. the O-line wasn't bad last year. Again, if you're asking me, do I think the O-line was, I don't know, top tier? I wouldn't go that far, but it wasn't bad. I think, again, you had a couple ACC All-American. You had Darius, ACC, All ACC, and you had, I think Meach was all eight. Like, Meach was even a pretty good player. So the O-line wasn't great, but it wasn't bad. So it was an O-line. Let's say the O-line was a C plus. It's still, I mean, what you're getting now is absolutely, again, disgusting. Yeah, my bad, guys, because I'm having to switch between two different to see y'all's comments because I don't know why my comments aren't loading. My comments are not loading on the site, so I don't know why that's the case. So I can't see y'all's comments unless I switch to a different site. But yeah, this is it. Well, I don't know if this is it. Again, we knew this team was bad. Let me turn this. We knew this team was bad. Whoops. We knew this team was bad week 2, week 3. So I don't want to make it seem like this is some new epiphany that we're having about this Florida State football team. I guess just my issue is that nothing has been addressed. And I'm watching Mike Norvell look lost every single week. We're going to turn on Louisville and Clemson right now. Like, Clemson is our only savior of Miami. Like, we need Clemson to be able to beat the Hurricanes. Like, it's crazy. We're having the worst season we've had in, I don't know, forever. And here's Miami. Shout out to Miami. They're sitting here undefeated, looking like, at least offensively, looking like a juggernaut. Defensively, I've been saying Miami's bad defensively for weeks now. It still remains because they let a bad offensive team in Duke, put up 31 on them. But we got Clemson and Louisville on, and hopefully Clemson could be the team that gets these guys. They say I got an echo. Do I have an echo? My bad. Again, I can't see y'all's comments until I switch, so I'm not able to see. Hold on. I don't hear the echo on my end. If I have an echo still, give me a thumbs up.
It's still, I mean, what you're getting now is absolutely.
I think. Hold on. I think my settings changed. I think that's why. Hold on. Give me a second. Give me 1 second.
Comments are not loading.
Yeah, I have an echo because
I still have an echo.
It's not playing through the right thing. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm having all kind of technical difficulties right now. My app won't upload my comments, and now my sound's messed up. That's because okay, the echo should be gone now. I shouldn't have an echo anymore.
If I have an echo still, give me a.
No, I still have an echo.
What you're getting now is messed up.
That's because I still have an echo. Yeah, Mike hacking. Yeah, he hacking my software, bro. I don't know what's going on.
I shouldn't have an echo.
But I still have it.
No, I still have an echo. What you're getting now.
Florida State didn't like what I was saying, so they decided to get in here and have something. Whoops. Yeah, Mike hacking. Yeah, he hacking my software, bro. I don't know what's going on. But I still have it. Florida State didn't like what I was saying, so they decided to get in here and have some. Yeah, I don't know why it's doing that, guys. I don't know why it's doing that, guys. My mic's working, but just stuff isn't working right now. It's okay. It's okay. It is what it is. Warchan is doing it. Steelers are just disappointing because I believe that this team as a whole would have been so hyped after the snuff last year that they'd run the tables this year. Instead, we've been hot garbage since game one. Warchan is doing it. Are they playing the audio out of your speakers? Yeah, it's playing the audio out of my speakers and not the headphones for some reason, which all my settings are to the headphones. So I don't know why it's doing that. But the app or the way I stream is having issues again because it's not even uploading any of my comments. Let me see if I open it on another window. Let me see if that fixes anything. I'm gonna upload it on another window. I don't even know. Yeah, that's how I feel right now with all this. Yeah, it's just messing up, guys. I'm sorry. It's not working. It's just not working. Sound's not working. And I don't know why. I don't know why it's doing what it's doing. We're just having technical difficulties because, of course, we are. Because not only does Florida State football mess up, now everything else has to mess up. So it is what it is. Louisville playing pretty decent against Clemson, it looks like. FSU fans, we might have to come to the realization that Miami just might be the team in the ACC this year. Okay, maybe that fixed it. Let me see. No, that didn't fix it. That didn't fix it at all. Let me get back to the other YouTube site so I can actually see y'all's comments. Hit the like button for me. I'm sorry that all this stuff is going on, but it is what it is at this point. I'm not tripping. I'm gonna still get on here. We can still chop it up for a little bit. Interesting. Restream saying my chats have been disabled. Again, links in the chat. No, I don't. I have OBS downloaded. I do use it sometimes, but I usually use The browser app. I was using StreamYard. I use Restream now. Restream's acting up right now, so we're just gonna stick with it. It is what it is. Richard said they firing coaches today. I would like for them to fire coaches today. It'd be nice. I know that was an old comment, but I'm just now seeing that. Might hit your fan base. Might hit our fan base on the cocaine this year. Yeah, it's messing with this stuff has kind of took me out of my mode. But what I'll say is it's pretty unfortunate that it got to the point that it's gotten to. And again, I don't really have a justification for it. I don't have it. Other than I don't see how you can retain this guy. I'm pretty sure he's done his interview by his post game presser by now. I don't know what that has. I don't know what he said. I don't know what that's entailed. Pretty sure he's had something that he's had to say. At this point, again, I don't know if we even still listen to Mike Norvell's post game pressers because I damn sure don't. There's nothing he can say that even matters at this point. At the end of the day, man, Mike's just got to go. I don't foresee how. I don't know. I don't know how you can salvage it. That's just me. If y'all have opinions, please. Like Panama X, do we beat Charleston Southern? Like I haven't watched Charleston Southern, so I don't have an answer for you. Like legitimately, I don't have an answer for you. I don't know if they're firing coaches or not. I would, and that includes like if it was me, if I was Alfred, everybody'd be gone, and we'll find a way to get the $60 million for Mike Norvell. That's probably what he wants anyway, right? He probably wants to He probably wants $65 million to go sit down and go away. At this point, but I don't give a damn. I don't. Find a way to get him out of here. That's just the way I look at it. Find a way to get his ass up out of here. $16-6 is what they're saying we beat Charleston Southern by. Uh-oh, look at Louisville. Look at Louisville right now. I feel a little let down that my stuff isn't working, but it is what it is. Look, I'm going to stay on a little bit longer, but if nobody wants to come on and say their piece, messing with this stuff is kind of taking me out the mode, and then just at the end of the day, I mean, it is what it is. Like we're terrible, and if you really want the gist of this live stream, go watch the first 30, 45 minutes. I said what I said. I meant what I said. I stand on everything that I said. Everything from firing everybody to, again, some of y'all's favorite people not even doing YouTube anymore, I guess, whatever. Call it what it is. I agree, Joe. Like, you gotta, like, we gotta find some text messages where Mike's like with a prostitute. We gotta find something on Norvell, some text messages, some illicit phone calls, something so we can fire him for cause and not have to pay that buyout. 100%, 100% at this point. to be honest, I think Clemson's trash. Well, you know, they're 6-1, 5-0 in the East. Then this is Miami's year. If Clemson's trash, then this is Miami's year, at least in the ACC. Now, I don't know what Miami can do in the playoffs. I think that's an interesting conversation. Miami has the offense, I think, to play with just about anybody. Defense is going to give up some stuff. Defense might lose them a game. And I will say this. Cam Ward's my guy. I've been on Cam Ward since before he was rumored to Florida State and ended up with Miami. Like I was on Cam Ward way early. And I'm stick with him because he's my guy. But he does dumb. He has at least one play a game where he does something that's absolutely stupid. Where he's rolling to the right and throws all the way across his body to the left, and usually it's an interception. Like he has one of those a game against good teams that probably can cost Miami. Right now, Miami's had maybe the weakest schedule we've seen, and Duke is a decent team. I wouldn't call them a good team. We know that. He's gonna have one of those plays the games. I think that's something that could trip Miami up if he doesn't. And ultimately, I don't think you can coach that out of a guy like him because he believes he can make every throw. That comes with being a guy. I mean, that's like a Brett Favre. Hell, that's like a Jameis Winston. Guys like that think that they can make every throw, and eventually that bites them. So Miami's defense isn't very good, and then if Cam Ward plays like suspect like that, that can come back and bite it. But ultimately, this just might be Miami's year. As far as the ACC goes, this might be Miami's year. I don't know what I'm trying to get done. I'm trying to get it to upload. Again, my comments aren't loading, at least on the site that it should be uploading on. They're not loading. I can't post stuff. And my audio's funky right now. Corey, I see you. Hold on. Give me a second. I'll bring you in a second, Corey. I gotta see. Does it look? Corey, say something.
What's up?
All right, so I can hear you on here, but not in my headphones. But go ahead, Corey.
Nah, I just came on here because I see you were going through some technical difficulties, and you said you was about to get off. So I ain't know if you wanted to vent a little more or shut it down. But I think War Chat, one of the Oslon Hunter or whatever his name is, done hacked you up. You know what I'm saying?
Somebody messing with me because it was working fine just a second ago. So I don't know what happened, honestly.
But hey, Pope, check this out. You ever see Mike Novell on the sidelines? How he be looking all up in the sky, huffing and puffing, have his shoulders slumped down, looking miserable. You know what I'm saying? You know that translates to the team. You know your team take away the personality of the coach. You know that?
So I said this a week. What game was it? It was either the last game or the game before that where I said, I get that he's frustrated. I get that but you as a leader, you can't show that. I said that a week or two ago. I don't remember which stream it was, but I
swear to God, you can't. I talked to my uncle. My uncle, a coach, he like, man, he can't do that, man. He can't.
You can't do that because the people that you're leading see that. And once they get the vibe that you're defeated, then what do you think that energy translates? You, as a leader, I don't care if it's football, basketball, in the corporate world, military, as a leader, you cannot show that you're rattled. Because once you're rattled, everybody that you're leading is rattled. And then now that's a recipe for disaster. I mean, that's basics leadership 101. And anybody that's been in a position can tell you that.
Right. So let me ask you, do you think Mike Alpha, Novell really ain't his guy? You think he might say the hell with it and get them
So if you remember now, Mike Norvell was hired before Alford, but Alford was hired at a different position than AD originally. I think he was the boosters president. I don't remember exactly what that position was when he was originally hired. I personally think Mike is Alford's guy. I think one of the reasons Alford got here was because of Mike Norvell. I don't know that for sure. I could be completely wrong about that. If you remember, Alford fired your boy, the baseball coach, who is the son of a legend.
Mike Martin Jr.
Yeah, he fired him, which a lot of people didn't see coming. And when he made that firing, and then he went out and hired arguably the best baseball coach in the country.
Right.
And a lot of people didn't see that coming. Like, you fired the son of a legend. If Alfred want to be the guy, then you got to make that move. I struggle. I have a hard time.
My thing, we doing all these renovations and doing all this. What they putting on some kind of new club in the stands or something like that. They say they remodeling, got a football only facility. All that take money. So I mean, if you keep putting this product out there, who finna spend money at Florida State to watch that?
Well, that's what I'm calling for. If it was up to me, if Florida State fans are listening to anything I gotta say, don't spend money on it. Make Alford make that decision. Like, okay, Mike, I like you, but I can't do it. I want to like you, Mike Norvell, but I can't hemorrhage the growth of the program because I like you.
Right. Then at the end of the day, it's complimentary football. Like I say, that defense played pretty solid. I don't like the two ends they got. I don't like the two ends they got for pass rush situation. 11, he don't really hold the edge. When he don't hold the edge, if it go past him, he just be freelancing.
Well, neither one of them holds the edge. Whenever they play 7 and 11 together, neither one of them hold the edge, quite honestly. Pat has had so many sacks that he's let slip through his hands. I don't know what's going. Pat had about 2 or 3 sacks today that he just
Polk. Not to cut y'all, Polk, but I was telling people, I said, man, Jared Verse made Polk great. Jared Verse was taking up the chips and stuff from the tight end, the double team from the tight end, the chips from the running back. And every time you see Peyton last year, he knocking balls down because he don't get home. He don't get to the quarterback. When he do his first move and he can't get to the quarterback, he want to drop back and try to bat down the ball. That's all he do.
Yeah. That's what he was doing. And they missed. I mean, they missed on almost every person they got in a portal this year, which is the unfortunate part.
I think it's probably coaching because DJ was better at Oregon State.
Well, they definitely had a better system for him. 100% they had a better system for him at Oregon State. But you missed on it. But again, DJ wasn't great. So let's, I don't want to make.
Well, I mean, me and you wanted Cam, but I guess they ain't want to put up the money, man. That's what I'm guessing. He came to Florida State and talked.
I don't think it was a money thing. I think Mike Norvell, in his twisted fucking mind, I think he thought DJ was as good as Cam. Because if you remember, you had Cam Ward was Miami and Florida State, and Cam Ward didn't declare for the NFL. But before he declared, FSU also had DJ waiting in the wings. It was well reported. FSU has DJ and Cam Ward. They prioritized Cam Ward, but they got DJ as a backup. I think when Cam Ward declared, I'm pretty sure they got information that Cam Ward is declaring, but he hasn't signed an agent. But I think FSU thought to himself, well, we're not going to play this game with Cam Ward. We're not going to let him hold us up. We got this guy that we think is just as good, which was a terrible evaluation because everybody knew at that point DJ wasn't as good as Cam.
And
I think they said, well, let Cam go wherever. We're not going to continue to pursue it. We got this guy, and we're going to stick with DJ. That's 100% what I think would happen. I don't think it was a money thing at all. I think it was a misevaluation. And instead of playing the long game and forcing maybe Miami to pay more money or whatever the case would have been, they said, well, we'll play. We're not going to play this game with you. We got DJ. And it was a wrong decision at the end of the day.
Yeah, I be listening to a lot of these podcasts. They be like, oh, Mike Norvell can win with any quarterback in the system. He can win with a scrambler. He can win with a pocket quarterback.
Well, I don't know who you're listening to there, because the facts are that he hasn't won with anybody except Jordan Travis. That's a fact. Like, anybody that's saying anything different is a flat out lie. But
yeah, I guess they talk about it in Memphis, but this ain't Memphis.
You got a lot of guys. I don't care. Honestly, I'm gonna be honest. I don't give a damn what he did at Memphis. Memphis ain't Florida State. I don't care what he did at Memphis.
Don't nothing.
Memphis not Florida State. So this notion that he can win with any quarterback is stupid and ridiculous. While he's been at Florida State, the only quarterback he's won consistent games with is Jordan Travis. Point blank, period.
Hey, let me throw some names out to you. Chubba Purdy.
Done. Trash.
Tate Rodemaker.
Y'all already know how I feel.
Mackenzie Milton.
Trash.
All his quarterback.
All his
quarterback. Brock Glenn.
See, I don't want to judge Brock Glenn and Luke Cromer-Hope, because listen, I'm gonna tell you, listen to me right now, and you can come back to this exact moment. Brock Glenn probably gonna end up transferring, because I think they're gonna go with Luke Cromer-Hope eventually.
Yeah.
Watching 2 or 3 years, we watching Brock Glenn at some school play watch Brock Glenn at some school, and he looking like I ain't gonna say NFL, but he gonna be a damn good college quarterback. Brock Glenn has tools. Luke Cromer-Hope has tools too. Do I trust the coaching staff to utilize those tools? I'm not so sure. But you can watch, hell, in this game, Brock Glenn made some throws. Brock Glenn always makes throws. Like, it's hard to judge these quarterbacks because everything around them sucks. Specifically the O-line.
So at the end of all, what you think we gonna do? Like, you think we gonna do like Clemson did Dabo, and you got to fire assistant, and we go bring the assistant in for you. We go get your assistants. How you think they gonna do that? They just gonna be like, I mean,
even Dabo, and you're right. So with Dabo was on the verge of maybe being fired, and that's when he went and got Venables, and I think it was not Elliott, but the OC they had before Elliott was Chad Morris.
Yeah.
Got Morris, and they went and got Venables, and the rest is history after that, right?
Right.
I think that's where you should go. The problem is even Dabo didn't go 1-8, bro.
Sure enough, didn't. Jesus Christ, man.
And at this point, the only thing, if I'm a coach out there, the only thing that makes me think I have any job security is Mike Norvell's buyout. But you got to think, if he goes 1 and whatever again next year, or like, let me ask you something, Corey. What's the record next year that satisfies you? Because I'm going to be honest with you. For me, I'm looking at the talent on this roster, which I believe there's young talent on this roster. I'm not one of these people that think there's no talent. The transfer portal talent can kick rock. But there's young guys on this roster that I believe can play football. Next year, if they don't go 8-9 wins, anything less than 8-9, I don't know.
But you talk about year 6, folks. You talk about year 6.
And it's sad that I say that at year 6. That's there you go. That's my point.
Me, if you don't make a playoff, you going. I want you going now. I ain't never wanted you. So
I love that. If you don't make a playoffs, I'm with it. Fire him. I'm 100% behind that, because it's year 6, and we're sitting here starting all the way over at year 6. That's, you better off just firing a coach and getting a brand new vision instead of starting completely over.
Yeah,
I'm with it. Like,
and Surtain gone.
I think so. That's the part that nobody's talking about, Corey. Everybody talking about all these coaches that need to be fired. Pat Surtain gonna end up taking a job elsewhere. He might be the next head coach at Southern Miss if he want to stay in college, or he might go back to the NFL. Because if I'm Pat, I'm not sticking around for this bullshit either.
No. Only way I stick around, you make me DC.
That's what I said. Only way I stick around is you promote me to DC.
And I wouldn't be. I wouldn't. It wouldn't
But
bother
nobody
me.
talking about that.
And after him, you ain't got no other good coach on this staff. Can't none on recruit. I mean, Odell ain't recruited in 1,100 years.
Odell should be forced to retire at this point, but the fan base want to stick on to him, and he's earned the right to leave when he wants. Bobby earned the right to leave when the hell he wanted, but they forced his ass out, didn't they?
Yeah, they made Bobby go out that West Virginia bowl game.
Oh, okay. And Bobby built this thing from the ground up, but for some reason we want to give Odell a damn pass. I don't understand it, but whatever. Make it make sense.
He might just retire something. I don't know, man.
I hope he does. Honestly, I hope he does. I hope he retires. So that just because if Odell retires, you ain't got you don't got to pay him a buyout, and then you can just hire a new guy. That's really my hope, is that Odell just retires and you don't have to fire him.
But you had so many no greats that wanted to come here and be a part of this staff, like Cromartie and all that, and it's like it wasn't even an open door. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I think Crow burnt that bridge. Crow wanted to come, but you got to remember, Crow also talked a lot of shit about Adam Fuller on Twitter and stuff. I don't know if you knew about that, but he sure did. I think he burnt that bridge.
What he told the truth?
He told the truth. He told the truth. But you can't tell the truth about a guy and then go work for the guy. Like that ain't gonna happen. That ain't gonna happen. So Crow, I don't know what's gonna happen with that. My hope is you can get Derek Nicholson from Miami, but that's probably a pipe dream at this point. Who knows? Because his next move is probably looking at DC. So,
and Miami got the money to keep that.
And if if Miami want to keep him, they probably can. But if he's looking to promote himself or take that next step in his career, it ain't gonna be a lateral move to Florida State. Probably it's gonna be a DC job. So you're probably not gonna get that. I would like the guy from Arkansas. I forget his name, but he the one that's the main recruiter of the linebacker we missed out, who everybody said we was gonna get. Tavion Wallace. He's the main recruiter for him. I would like for Florida State to maybe check him out. Everybody wants the guy from UNLV. I want the guy Brandon Marion. I would like him.
I don't really watch too much West Coast football, but I know on the West Coast they don't really play no defense. So hell, anybody can look good. They can sell your pipe dream with that because they don't play no defense out there.
There's some truth to that. I do want Mike. Again, this is just me conceding the fact that Mike's gonna be here. I do want Mike to get some NFL guys on the staff. I think that's there's a reason why Pat Surtain is the best coach on the staff. Coaching the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
Give me some NFL guys on the staff, man. Can you name another guy who coached in the NFL on the staff? Because I can't. Did Randy? I don't think Randy did.
I think they all career college coaches.
All of them are career college coaches, man. We need some guys that's been in the NFL on this team.
Well, you could just kick Randy off and let Ernest Sims go ahead and take that linebacker coach. Cause
I ain't mad at it, but again, I'm watching Clemson right now, but I don't want to stick to the college guy. I do want them to go. Like, there's one thing I say about Deion when they got some NFL guys, and that's why Colorado looks a lot different right now.
Remember, yeah, but
remember year one,
have an olive bread. They got to have a tree that he probably ain't got no connection with.
Yeah, Mike probably. You're right. You're right. Mike probably don't have any connection like that. Because you remember in year one, Deion had Chip Kelly. Everybody knew, not Chip Kelly, but Charles Kelly. Everybody knew Kelly wasn't no real DC. Like, everybody knew Kelly's trash. So no wonder he fired Kelly after year one. Then he went and got some NFL guys, and look at that Colorado team right now. But you're right. Deion got connections. Mike probably don't have those connections, which is you actually right about that.
Yeah, Mike just a nice guy, man. And Mike, he just a nice guy, man. I don't know about head coach, nah. Cause I remember, man, Fisher get in your ass, man. I remember when Jimbo was grabbing by the face mask and get in their butt.
When Jimbo was motivated, yeah, he was a bit of an asshole, but it worked.
Well, that's what we need.
Well, yeah, I don't disagree. Again, I don't know what happened to Mike. I remember Mike pulling Deuce Spann to the sideline and getting his ass. I don't know where that guy went. I don't know what happened, bro.
I guess we could talk till we blue in the face, but he ain't going nowhere. So I mean, golly, man, it's like you put yourself.
Never in my lifetime, like Corey, if you don't mind me asking, how old are you?
44.
44. So you older than me. I'll be 37 next year. But we both have watched FSU at their best. And now we sitting here watching this team at its worst. But never in my 37 years and probably in your 44 years did you go and think Florida State would ever be 1-8. Like that makes me want to.
I've been watching these boys since Casey Weldon, a little bit of Peter Tom Willard. I was super little then, and even the so-called lost decade. We was winning. We still won.
The lost decade wasn't this, bro.
Right. I say they I don't know why they call it that, because we still were going to bowl. We want to.
Yeah,
we were like this. It went like this.
They call it that because we were so dominant in the 90s that, just being average in the lost decade is why they call it that. But this, ever since Jimbo did what he did to us, man, and again, I do not blame Jimbo Fisher for wanting to better the program. And when he realized that the institution didn't want to support it, he left. I just blame Jimbo at the fact that he shut everything down.
Yeah, he stopped recruiting.
Yeah, he stopped recruiting. He shut everything. I blame the way he left. Like, at least continue to coach, bro. Like, continue to do your job. But I don't blame Jimbo for leaving. But ever since that happened, this program is, outside of 2 years, has been in shambles. 2 years. Last year and the year before. Them the best 2 years since Jimbo's left. Not even a joke.
It was just that nice guy thing. Even last year when we was winning everything, we went never destroy a team. We went never put our foot on their throat. We'll get in scoring range and take a knee. You see what Miami do? Miami was trying to kill you, man.
And what did I say last week on the Miami review? I said, I don't blame Mario for doing that shit. I do it. See, my Florida State fans are like, here's the shit I got to say, because I don't tell them what they want to hear. I tell them what they need to hear. And then they'll come back in a couple weeks and be like, oh, you was right. Like last year, I don't know if you remember this, Corey. At the end of the season last year, I said we need to make coaching changes right now. You have momentum. You just went 13-1. Yeah, the season didn't end how you wanted it to end, but you got momentum. Coaches will want to come coach for this program. You got dead weight on this staff. You need to make changes. What did everybody in the chat say, Corey? You tripping. You tripping. Why would you make changes after 13-1?
Yeah, 247, War Chat, all War Chat lied so much. They say, oh, this team looks great. I'm like,
now everybody want to make coaches changes. Of course you want to make coaches changes now because it's 1-8. How come I got the foresight to see this stuff and I'm just a light-skinned dude on YouTube? Why can I see the shit, but y'all can't see the shit?
Ball. We know ball. We know what we talking about, man. You know what I'm saying? So, but what this thing Keon Coleman supposed to have said?
So around the Senior Bowl last year, so I was trying to get to, they had the Senior Bowl, they had another senior, there was two separate Senior Bowls. There was one that was in Dallas. I think it was Dallas or San Antonio. I don't remember which one I was trying to get to. Anyway, around that time last year, so this is probably late December, early January, whatever time that is, I was privy to some information that Keon Coleman had been negatively recruiting while at Florida State. Basically, he was telling people that bro. He was telling wide receivers specifically, like, you don't want to come play for this wide receiver coach.
Oh, so it wasn't Novell. He was on Dugan's ass.
On Dugan's, basically saying you don't want to play for this guy, and basically saying like he came to Florida State to get that bag, and he did believe in he did believe in Jordan Travis. But once he got to playing for Dugan's, he wasn't really vibing with what Dugan's was like coaching. And again, this is stuff that came out a year ago.
But I don't know what a wide receiver. All they gonna do is teach you the splits, where he splits at, inside the numbers, outside the numbers, how to line up, your blocking, and I mean, and then you just supposed to recruit. I mean, ain't really too much you can coach.
Yeah, man, your receiver coach should be a master recruit. Like, look at Hartline at OSU. You think he coaching them boys?
You can catch
coaching them boys. Don't get me wrong, but Jeremiah Smith is Jeremiah Smith, bro. Yeah, I got you. Yeah, get out of here. Okay, you take the rest off.
Yeah, either you catch or you can't catch. I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know what he do, but Dugan been garbage everywhere he went. You know, Miami was glad he was gone, so I don't know.
But at least at Miami, he was recruiting. Adrian, yeah. Your head too big, bro. There you go.
Well, he did recruit a good class. They just done all love.
Hopefully this class stick. I mean, I think we got some
all the receivers he recruited. They done left. They you know. We lost all of them.
Who did we lose?
What's that boy? What's name? Wiley.
Oh yeah. In this class, yeah, that class
it's dead.
You don't go 1-8 and keep that class. Like, I don't. That shit's dead. 100%. That's dead.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I ain't gonna hold you up. No. I just want what you think the outlook. I don't think Novell come back from this, man. Truthfully, I mean, I don't think.
I don't think so either. That's why I'm calling for his job at this point. I don't think he come back for it either because I don't think he prioritizes. I did not do child abuse. That man's head is he couldn't get out of shirt. But I think his philosophy just doesn't vibe with a Power 4 program. I think ultimately that's what it is, quite honest with you. Mike Norvell has a belief that he can sign any coach, he can sign any player and they'll work. But at the big time programs, it doesn't work like that. You got to have those, man. Yes, you have to recruit the best of the best. You have to.
Yeah.
This is again, when I say what I say, this isn't a knock on. Do you want me to put the light on? Give me a second. When I say what I say, this isn't a knock on guys personally. This is simply a knock on. This is just football, all football. I'm sure all of these guys are great kids, all that good stuff. The point is, you can't recruit Kentron and 4 years later, he still be a primary guy that you're relying on. You should have been recruited over Kentron Portier.
For real, man. Mike crazy as hell, man. You could go right there to Polk County, where you from Polk County, go right there to Armwood, get them big cornbread eating boys. Go down there in the muck and get them big boy. Man, we ain't recruiting Florida worth nothing. He's going to get people away.
You should have been recruited over Darius Washington.
Man, come on,
with all due respect, you should have been recruited over Maurice Smith.
They go right out there to Armwood. Them boys got a tree stump. They be posting up against blocking drills, man. Big boys, big country boys, man. Right here in Florida.
You got to recruit over a Shaheem Brown. Like, I'm just saying, like. And it is because of that and that philosophy, that mentality. I don't know if Mike Norvell can switch that. I don't know if he can all of a sudden become a master recruiter overnight.
No.
So In my opinion, he's just a dead man walking.
He ain't recruiting Florida. He can't recruit Texas, where he's from, and we ain't got no Texas boys out here. That's where he's from.
The best recruit you landed from Texas is Jalen Early.
Shit.
And what that do for you? So, no, I honestly, I want to believe he can, but no. Like my heart tells me, man, you get in here, you fire the staff, you hire a whole new staff, and Mike can turn it around. That's the Florida State fan. But the football fan, the person up here that knows what he's talking about, no, I don't think Mike can turn it around. I don't think he will turn it around. Which is, you might as well cut bait right now and get the rebuild started right now. And it's not much of a rebuild because the transfer portal helps you with the rebuild, and you do have talent on this young football team.
Yeah.
Be a young team next year. If you can convince Charles Lester and Kai Bates and Elijah Moore and LaWayne McCoy, if you can convince these guys to stay, you got a team.
Yeah, but a lot of them Surtain boys.
That's true. A lot of them, if Surtain dipped, they probably dipped too, to be quite honest with you. Especially the DBs.
Yeah.
If Dugans is fired, I'm interested to see how many. I think the receivers stay, even if Dugans is fired. At least majority of them. But I mean, you got young guys, man. You at least at certain position, at the skill position, you got some guys that you can kind of count or expect some good stuff from. Like even a Cam Davis, who I don't think Cam got a lot of wiggle in his game.
He north and south, but at least he go north and south.
Right, yeah. He north and south. If I can get a good offensive line, Cam gonna punish some defenses. Kind of like that boy North Carolina got. He got a little bit more wiggle than Cam got. But that don't mean Cam can't be a decent running back. You got some guys, man.
Man, I just don't understand it,
But
man.
you don't. The biggest problem with this team, quite honestly, you don't got guys on the defensive line. You name me a guy on the defensive line and that you're looking forward to seeing, because you ain't recruited one. So please tell me.
Shoot. Oh man.
Lions
the only thing they got. Backing up, man.
I think KJ might have a bright future. Lions is solid.
Samson and Lions, right?
But that's it.
Damn, thanks, Odell.
Unless you think D.D. Holmes gonna be something, and maybe he will. I'm not saying he won't. Unless you think Jamori Flagg gonna be something. By the way, that was like the 700th ranked player in the country, but maybe he'll be something.
Man.
I don't know.
What else? What else we got on end? The other ends we got what? Brian Turner.
Turner been here a while. Turner been here for 3 or 4 years. He ain't no freshman. You got Boots. The problem with Boots is can Boots put on the weight?
How much? What he is now?
I don't know what Boots is listed at now. I know I just know he light in the ass. I don't know what he listed at now, to be quite. I can look it up. Hold on, give me a second. Let me look it up. Let me see what they list in Lamont Green Jr. on FSU.
I ain't even seen none of them boys on the field though. Why you ain't?
Exactly. Lamont Green ain't even getting on the field. Out of high school, Lamont Green Jr. was listed at 227. And to be honest with you, that's probably being kind. I don't think he was that big. But let me see what they listed him on FSU's depth chart. Right now on the depth chart, and y'all know they lie. So, think about this. So what did I say Lamont Green was listed at a high school?
220.
What you think they listed him at Florida State?
Shit, they probably gave him like 240 something, huh?
No, 229, which means you trying to tell me the man gained 2 pounds coming out of high school? He wasn't no 227 coming out of high school. He's probably 200 coming out of high school.
Oh, damn.
He's too small. He's a redshirt freshman, and I hope Lamont Green Jr. has a bright future. Don't get me wrong. I'm not rooting against him. He just ain't ready to play right now.
Yeah, he put on some weight though.
Yeah, he got to put on some weight. So what are we talking? Like, there's nothing waiting. We talking about the front seven guys. We got nothing waiting. We got nothing. And I've been on that for years now. And everybody now, they're coming around. Oh, what about I've been telling y'all about Odell for 5 years. Since I started this channel, I was on Odell's ass.
Got to win in the trenches, baby. Got to win in the trenches. Got to recruit. And now you just gonna have to pay money. You gonna have to pay big money for one of these trench boys. It's hard to find old linemen in the portal like that. But if you want elite pass rusher, one of these elite 4 techs, 5 techs, you just got to pay the money, man. And Florida State need to get rid of the program. Pay the money.
I say pay the money and get him out of here.
I'm with you. I ain't want him here to begin with, but
so here's my question for you though, Corey. If you do fire him, who's the guy that you would want to hire?
Well, you been the dude you said the train that's up done already left.
You want him to get Mark?
I've been wanting Mark, man.
I wanted Mark at first too, but do you think that's still?
Mark can recruit. Mark can recruit, man. You know that 2013 defense, that's all Mark.
Yeah, but that was 10 years ago. Like, I'm with you. I'm one of the few people that tell everybody that I think Jeremy Pruitt was overrated as a defensive coordinator. Because Mark
Jeremy was just more aggressive. Mark, you're
right. He was a more aggressive play caller for sure. But Mark Stoops built that defense.
Yeah. Exactly.
And then Jeremy Pruitt went to what? Bama. Was it Bama or Georgia? I forget which defense he took after Florida State. I think it was Bama, but I don't remember. It might have been Georgia.
No, I think didn't he become head coach of Tennessee? Then he left.
No, he was DC before he became the head coach of Tennessee. So he went from Florida State to, I think it was back to Bama as the DC, if I'm not mistaken. But again, that's already a built defense. Yeah. Nick Saban gave you a ton of talent on defense to play with. So I've always sat here and said, Jeremy Pruitt's a little bit overrated as a defensive coordinator, but he is an aggressive play caller. And when you got the talent, it worked. My problem with Mark Stoops is we're talking 10 years ago. He done kind of wasted 10 years at Kentucky. Like, is Mark Stoops the same guy?
He been winning at all basketball Kentucky, man. I know he'll do something at Florida State.
I don't disagree with you, but I guess what I'm saying is when Mark Stoops was in his heyday recruiting at Florida State, is he still that same guy now? Can Mark Stoops go out and win recruiting battles against Mario, who's a hell of a recruiter? Billy's a hell of a recruiter if we really want to talk about it. And, of course, you still got Kirby, who keep coming down into Florida. Can Mark Stoops win those recruiting battles?
My thing is he just have to put together the assistants to go in there, to go in the places, and he just come and close the deal. You know what I mean? I think he could close the deal. I think he could close the deal better than Novell. Right now, what we bringing in?
I'll take hell. Corey, you can go coach better than Novell right now, so I'll take you over Novell. But I guess what I'm saying is
I feel you.
I think the time is past on Mark. That's just my opinion. And I think they can go get another person. I don't know who that person is. I know there's people that talk about like the Indiana guy, but you got to first and foremost, you got to make sure the next guy you hire has a plug in Florida.
Florida, right. That Indiana, Florida. Yeah.
We cannot go hire. Like I think Matt Rule is a hell of a college coach. Matt Rule would be a terrible hire for Florida State because he doesn't have a Florida plug.
Right. He's
a Midwest guy.
That's why we can't get nothing on defense with Fuller up north, dude.
Right. So even though I love Matt Rule, I think Matt Rule's a good football coach. He would not work for me at Florida State. So you got to go get a guy like that.
That's why I wanted Stoops so bad, man.
Stoops does have those connections. Don't get me wrong.
But they would talk about it, bro. We want Bob. I'm like, man, Bob Stoops ain't coming here, man. Bob Stoops not coming. Go get Mark, man. They ain't want to do it.
That Bob Stoops things was, that was funny. That was funny. It would have been a great hire, but it was funny. Somebody said Brian Hartline. See, I can't go with Hartline because he's a recruiter, but the man ain't even had a. They went and they demoted Hartline and went and hired Chip Kelly to be an offensive coordinator. So that tell you kind of about Hartline's coaching. So I don't know why you would go hire Brian. You're not hiring Hartline to be a head coach. That's crazy, in my opinion. Now, I would take Chip Kelly. That I ain't gonna lie to you. I take Chip Kelly.
Man, I was hoping that Florida be like, hey Billy, you did good down the stretch. We go retain you, and Lane Kiffin still be out there.
So what's crazy? I don't think Florida's gonna fire Billy.
We could get Lane. I take Lane Kiffin any day of the week.
You take Lane?
Yep.
I think Lane would definitely bring energy. He would bring excitement.
And he'll asshole. But I
want. He definitely bring recruiting. Lane isn't a bad hire. I think people are too hard on Lane. Like Lane is doing stuff at Ole Miss that Ole Miss has never done before. Like people forget that
Ole Miss ain't never won nothing, man.
Bro, I was about to say people forget Ole Miss is a bottom tier SEC program. Let me say that again. Ole Miss is a bottom. Go look at the history of Ole Miss. They are bottom tier. It took Hugh Freeze and now Lane Kiffin. I wouldn't mind Lane. I don't know if Lane is a championship coach because Lane's had some big jobs, bro. He had Tennessee. He had USC. I wouldn't argue Lane. I take Lane over Norvell. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I'll tell you that.
One thing I know for sure, Lane's offense will never score 14 points a game. I promise you that.
I'll tell you that.
I promise you that.
We can run a Wildcat every play, score more than 14 points.
Bro, I'm trying to. Yeah, Lane will never. He'll never score only 14 points a game. I do question whether Lane can win the big game, but it's hard to judge that over Ole Miss is Ole Miss.
Yeah,
Momo say we will win 10 games every year with Lane. I kind of agree with that.
Hey, that's all I want, a chance, man. That's all I want my program to do. At least double-digit wins so I have a chance to get into the playoffs. 12-team playoffs, ain't no way Florida State shouldn't be at least in contention.
What you think about Manny?
Manny Diaz? Yeah, come on home, man.
Manny rubbing off on me. I'm not going to lie.
Come on home.
Watching what yeah, exactly. Come on home, Manny. Fuck it. I'll be on the Manny Diaz bandwagon because what he doing at Duke is actually pretty impressive.
Duke ain't got a lick of offense, and they put up points on Miami.
Zero offense, and that means their offense better than ours. So if they offense zero, we negative. But at the end of the day,
yeah.
The reason I'll take Manny because I know my defense will be aggressive. I know my defense will come like that. And Manny will have my defense humming. That much I know.
Man, Manny was mugging all them boys to the line. Double A got blitzing. Right. He'll show a blitz. Don't send nothing. Everything biking out. Man, it was beautiful.
At the end of the day, Miami just pulled away because they got more talent.
Yeah.
They got more talent.
Miami got that boy, man. That Cam Ward, I can't stand it, but
I love it. No, I'm a Cam Ward fan. I mean, I get what you're saying. You can't stand it because he went to Miami, but I was on Cam Ward way before everybody else was. I was watching Cam Ward at Washington State week 2 and 3 of last year saying, this guy different. Because he throw the ball. He got an arm. He got elite arm talent. Now he makes stupid mistakes. There's times where he do some dumb stuff. But
that's that gunslinger like James.
Yeah, that's that gunslinger in him. Yeah. That's a gunslinger. And that can cost you a game for sure. But yeah, I've been
But,
on.
but Miami gonna lose the game because their defense ain't nothing on the back end. Their defense trash on the back end.
Miami's lucky because they don't play a real. They didn't have a tough schedule this year.
Yeah.
So they got a little lucky. Their toughest game was supposed to be us.
It was on the defensive side. Cam ain't do nothing against us.
Yeah, we was able to sack them. Like I think we had 4 or 5 sacks. We was able to do a little bit of things defensively on Cam.
Yeah, it just ain't no complimentary football. The defense just tired, man. They tired, man.
Yeah, I don't blame the defense for being tired. Yeah. Like I said, if I'm Adam Fuller, I'm looking Mike Norvell straight in his face and saying, "You can go to hell, bro. You can go to hell." Like I know people, and I don't. Adam Fuller is not a good enough defensive coordinator with the amount of talent at his disposal. Now, granted, I do think the front seven lacks in overall talent. By the way, my comments are finally uploading, so I can now highlight some of y'all's comments here. I don't know what happened, but my comments are finally uploading, and I can post in the chat.
Thank you,
what was I saying? Oh, damn. Corey, what was I saying, bro?
You were talking about the defense. Fuller ain't no great defensive coordinator.
Fuller ain't no great. Yeah, Fuller is not a great defensive coordinator, especially for see. So the pre-hundo, you say Fuller's trash, and I don't necessarily disagree. Let me ask you a question, Corey. Can I ask you a question about Adam Fuller?
Yeah.
If Adam Fuller is at Louisville, and Louisville playing Clemson right now, do you think Adam Fuller is a decent defensive coordinator?
Nah, not really. No.
You don't think so?
What get me with Fuller? He win first down. He'll win second down. He'll give up third and long. Okay, third and long. If you're in a third and long situation, you need something exotic, pass rush to get to the quarter. You need to get to the quarterback. You need to light his ass up on third down. So maybe we don't do it.
Maybe Louisville's not a good example because that's still an ACC team. If Adam Fuller is at Tulane, is he a good defensive coordinator?
I guess he's just so basic, man. I guess.
Okay, but it's Tulane.
Yeah.
So my point is, at Florida State, no, he's trash because he's not aggressive enough. There's nothing exotic going on. He don't give an offense different looks. He don't confuse a quarterback at all. No. He's basic.
He's basic. If you go to the line and you see them 2 high safeties, he go keep it 2 high safeties. You know, we in quarters or cover 2. We run a half. He don't try to bring one down or rotate them back up or, just do different stuff. You know what I mean? To like
Fuller's defense works if Mike Norvell recruited like Nick. If Mike Norvell, to hell with Nick Saban. If Mike Norvell recruited like Jimbo, Fuller's defense, I believe, you saw last year. That was championship defense last year.
Well, you had 2 dogs on the line.
Yeah, that was about to say because they had 2 NFL players on the D line.
Well, you ain't have to blitz. You really ain't have to blitz.
I think Farmer's an NFL player. I think he's the only player. Well,
they're gonna take Jackson too. They're gonna take Jackson and Farmer. Yeah.
Well, Jackson because he has the size. I agree. They'll take Jackson. I think AZ is a defense NFL player.
They gonna take Peyton too.
Peyton lost a lot of money, bro. I don't know about that. Peyton.
They're gonna take him for his length. They're gonna take him for his length.
You can find 6'5" guys with better tape than Pat, at least for this year. Pat got to come back. Pat can't. If Pat go pro after this year, I think Pat gonna risk not being drafted. Pat looking a lot like Marvin Wilson right now.
You think he'll be a unrestricted free agent?
Yeah, I think so. I think if Pat declare for the draft after this year, I think he undrafted. He's got too much bad tape. Pat's got too much bad tape out there right now.
He got some bad tape. Him and Seven. Well, Seven got some bad tape.
Ooh. Yeah, they both got some bad tape. At least Seven's a sophomore, so he got some time. But Pat got to come back for his senior year because I don't see it. I don't see it. He got to come back. I don't know if that means he come back to Florida State because unless he take a pay cut, If I'm Florida State, I want Patrick Payton back, but he got to take a pay cut. He got to take a
Man, Norvell and them players done held FSU hostage, man.
He got to take a pay cut this year.
Got FSU hostage, man. Oh Lord, why that man gave that man an extension after that, man? I don't know, man. Oh, I know what it was. They fooled him with that Alabama. Alabama went about to get no Mike Norvell, man. That Mike Norvell agent fooled FSU with that, man.
They really did. They really damn did. I think, but like I was saying, I think Adam Fuller. I think if he's at another school, maybe he's a decent defensive coordinator. I just think here, he's not a Florida State caliber defensive coordinator, which is the problem.
Well, like you say, he's something when he got some dogs, I guess. You know, the last year he had some dogs, but
right. But again, if I'm Adam Fuller, it's like, again, yeah, he ain't that guy, but I'm still looking at Mike Norvell like, I'm better than you. My defense been better than your offense the whole time we've been at this school. So
I don't know, man. Well, I ain't gonna hold you all night, man. I just, I mean, I'm just lost for words. I never seen that like this, ever since being a Florida State fan, I never seen that like this, man. No.
I've never seen this not at this school.
Didn't at least Willie won 3 games the first year, didn't he?
He won more than 3. Willie won. We made a bowl game Willie's first. No, we didn't. We went, I think, 5 games. I think Willie won 5 games his first year.
Shit, 5 games probably get us in the bowl now because they're inviting all them kids. Yeah.
We now, bro. This is a 2-win team, and I don't even know if we win in 2. I know for a fact we're not beating Notre Dame and we're not beating Florida. Like, I know that for a fact.
Let me ask you this, Pope. If we lose to Charleston Southern, should he be fired right then and now?
My nigga. We lost to Duke. We lost to Memphis. Do I have to go down the list?
Charleston Southern, G5, man.
Jacksonville State. Like, do I have to go down the list? Like, what? Yeah. To answer your question, yeah. You lose to Charleston Southern, that means you've lost to 2. At the time, Jacksonville State was an FCS school. That means in your tenure, we've lost to 2 FCS schools. You lose to Charleston Southern and Jacksonville State. Yeah, you should be fired on the spot. You shouldn't be allowed to. When you leave the stadium that night, you should have your shit packed.
Man, boy, them boosters mad as hell. They don't put all that money up. Boy, I know they
mad. The thing is a booster mad enough to cut the big check? That's what I want to see. We need one of them whales to be mad enough to say, you know what, $65 million, I'll write that off on my taxes.
I don't know. You'll have to pay on the whole 65. He might negotiate. They might negotiate something lower. I don't think they do the whole 65. It might be some clause in there that negotiate a lower buyout.
I hope so. There got to be something, because you lose to Charleston Southern, that's it. I mean, I'm already done. You've lost to Duke for the first time ever. You lost to Mac Brown for the first time ever. You 1-8 for the first time in my lifetime. I'm already done.
And Atkins, I don't know if he's teaching them good technique, but I mean, at least Atkins he do got a class. He do got a class.
That's the only thing for me that's saving his job. And at this point, I don't even care about that class. Because I'm going to be real with you, Court. I don't think Solomon Thomas sticks anyway. So what, in my opinion, if you lose the 5-star, to hell with the rest of the class. Because at this point, we need Solomon Thomas. Because Solomon Thomas is the only guy that I think next year can play day 1.
Yeah, that go for them people talk about stars. About the stars is how many camps they've been invited to so many football camps. Man, them boys can play.
But stars ain't all about just the camp. Stars is about who can play for you right now too.
But I mean, they can play. If they done been invited to that many camps, they can play some ball, man.
Solomon Thomas is 6'5", 230. He can play right now. Yeah. He will probably be the best offensive lineman on your team right now. And that man is a senior in high school.
Yeah.
So if you don't keep Solomon Thomas, in my opinion, fire Atkins. It ain't even a class for me. I don't care about Mario Nash because he's a guy that needs development. I don't care about any of them other players in that class because all them other ones need development. Solomon Thomas, if you lose him, Atkins should be fired because he's the only one that I think can play for you next year. He 300. Did I say 230 Grill Master? I meant 320. But yeah, he's 320 pounds.
Yeah.
And he's a 5-star for a reason.
Yeah, the boys can play. When they got them stars like that, they done been invited to a bunch of camps. They can play, man.
Don't get me wrong. Every 5-star ain't that. But yeah. More times than not, I don't know if you're watching KJ Bolden at Georgia, but he playing. We see what Travis Hunter is. We knew what Travis Hunter was, and you see what he is. He's a real deal. Play, man. Blue Moon, look at Jeremiah Smith. Jeremiah Smith as a freshman might be the best receiver in college football, period. Jeremiah Smith might be the best receiver we've seen in the last 10 to 15 years.
Yeah.
Name me one. Jeremiah Smith reminds me of that Julio Jones, AJ Green type receivers as true freshmen, where they came in day one and them boys was dogs day one. Jeremiah Smith is cut from that cloth. He's the best receiver in college right now.
Weren't we in the running for him too, and we missed out on him, right? No.
Well, yeah. I mean, I never thought he was coming here, but yeah, we was recruiting him hard.
We just ain't got no dog, boy. We got all them nice boys. That's what Norvell want, them nice choir boys. No sir, yes sir.
Champ say Atkins need to go even if FSU stays. I mean, I'm not gonna argue with you, Champ. You might be 100% right. I ain't gonna argue with that. Even if Atkins signs, what I'm saying is, I think the only thing that's saving Atkins' job is this current class.
Yep.
And if Thomas leaves, then you definitely fire him. But if you want to fire him anyway, I ain't gonna argue with it because it's egregious that in year 5 your offensive line consists of Darius Washington, who, by the way, guess who recruited Darius Washington, Corey?
Well, that one, the Tiger boys, or who?
Oh, that's Willie Taggart boy.
Yeah.
Maurice Smith. Guess who recruited Maurice? Corey.
He probably a Taggart boy too.
Oh, that's a Taggart boy. So your O-line consists of 2 Taggart guys, and guess who the rest of the O-line consists of, Corey?
Porter.
Oh shit. So in 5 years, you ain't got nothing from Atkins.
No.
Get the hell out of here, man.
Everybody else left over. They ain't care that you took anyway.
Y'all might get me started on Atkins' ass, and that's crazy. Like think about. I want you to really think about what the hell I just said. You have 5 players on the offensive line. 2 of those players was recruited by Willie Taggart, and the other 3, Byers and the 2 guards, who, unless you're talking Otto, who's a redshirt freshman who didn't start the season. So you're talking Terrence Ferguson or Keandre Jones or this Rizzy guy. The rest of your offensive line, Byers, all is transfer portal guys. So in 5 years you've been here, you haven't recruited one offensive lineman that can crack your starting 5. That is fireable. That is absolutely 100% fireable.
They ain't doing nothing, man. They ain't recruiting, man.
That's crazy. That is crazy. and I like what Grillmaster just said right here. Atkins' claim to fame is almost landing the boy that went to Georgia. What was his name?
Oh,
the boy that went to Georgia that we missed out on. Damn, what was his name? What was his name? Somebody in the chat. That's literally his claim to fame. Mims, Amarius Mims. Atkins' claim to fame is almost landing Amarius Mims, which got us under these sanctions, which ain't that big a deal. That's his claim to fame, bro. It's almost landing Amarius Mims. That's yeah, Atkins, like as much as I want to say, if you keep Thomas, you should stay. Atkins probably should be fired on the spot if we're being honest.
That's your co-offensive coordinator, man.
The best offensive lineman you've had in Atkins' tenure has been Dylan Gibbons, transfer portal guard, Dimitri Emmanuel, transfer portal guy. Like, come on, man.
And now next year you got to go right back in the portal hard.
Next year gonna be, I don't know what next year's O-line is gonna be. But I will say this, because I think they keep Atkins, to be honest with you. I do think they keep him. For better or worse, I think they keep him. But if next year's O-line doesn't consist of Lucas Simmons, Armella, or like it should, next year's O-line should almost completely be Alex Atkins guys. Because if it's not, what are we doing? Like, I'm still trying to understand why Julian Armella can't get on the field. He can't be that bad, Corey. I'm telling you, he can't be as bad as they say he is. Because I'm watching 63. 63 is terrible.
Man, whole line terrible.
The whole line is terrible. But I'm watching Jeremiah Byers. I told people last year that Jeremiah Byers, last spring, not last year's spring, not the last spring we just had, not the spring we had this year in 2024. In 2023 spring, I told people that Jeremiah Byers sucked.
Well, you know what's crazy? They better in pass pro than run blocking.
Jeremiah Byers ain't good at none of it.
I mean, but they do get a quarterback a little bit of time. They just don't process quick enough to get the ball out quick enough.
Jeremiah Byers shouldn't be on. Jeremiah Byers, again, like
he trash, man. Yeah, he trash.
This is where I say, like, again, I'm just a light-skinned dude on the internet, but like, there's no way you watch Jeremiah Byers in the spring and said he's a good player. Like it's crazy that I watched him a year ago and said, nah, he ain't it. And we a whole year later, and people just now coming to the conclusion, 63 sucks. I told y'all 63 sucks.
Yeah, you don't know what they offered. You don't know what they offered them. See?
What the hell is the coaching staff looking at?
Yeah, it's whatever they offered them too. They got them out there playing. Yeah.
And I hate that. I think that is definitely ruining college ball. I hate that. Like, there's no reason Byers should, but again, that goes back to Atkins. He ain't recruited nobody that can take Byers' spot. And like KCS, there's no way Armella's worse than Byers. There's no way, like, even like you can't get worse than a guy who can't block. like you can't get worse than a guy who can't block. Why we don't give Armella a chance is egregious to me. I think if I'm Armella, there's no way I'm staying on this team next year. I'm transferring. As a matter of fact, if I'm Armella, I'm transferring to Miami. And I'll make Norvell and Atkins eat everything they said about me.
You know that Cuban down there having right, boy.
Exactly. That Cuban and that midget they got an offensive line coach.
Yeah, boy.
They'll have them right. 100%. Oh, trying to tell me Atkins suck. I mean, you trying to tell me Armella suck, but I'm watching 63. I'm watching Maurice Smith. I'm watching Darius Washington play Terrence Ferguson. Like, I'm watching these guys play every week. Armella's no worse than these guys that I'm watching.
God.
So what we're saying is that Norvell has failed this team. because Norvell has allowed these things to happen. Norvell has allowed Atkins to stay on this staff, and not one of his offensive linemen have ever cracked the rotation. Atkins has allowed Odell to stay on this staff, and the defensive line looks the way it looks. Norvell has allowed this wide receiving core to look the way it looks, and Duke is, at the end of the day, every sign points back to who, Corey?
Well, that's the head of the snake, but Norvell ain't nothing but an old nice guy, man. That's why, like I don't think he fired nobody yet. I think they all left and went to.
He hasn't. Norvell has been here 5 years and he's never fired a coach.
Yeah, I don't think
the only coaches that we've lost have taken jobs elsewhere.
Yeah,
but somehow the first 2 years and we never made a fire. That's crazy to me. Like, you can say what you want about Mario. I don't think Mario's the greatest game day coach. I don't think Mario's the X and O's guys. Mario will never coach in the NFL because he's not that kind of coach. But Mario will. Go ahead.
Miami ain't running nothing prolific on offense. All they running RPOs. They run the run pass option.
Mario is not some genius of a coach, but he can be a good. You know why Mario can be a good college coach? Because he can go to any living room in the country and talk to them parents and get that kid to his program.
Yep. And that's what it takes.
That's why Mario, and to Mario's credit, you know what he did after year one? He fired a bunch of coaches. New DC, new OC, new position coaches. After year one, Mario made those decisions. You got to give credit to him for that.
Man, don't nobody want to hear Norvell coming in their living room talking like a professor.
Bro, nobody want to hear Norvell come in their living room talking about, I believe in these guys. Man, shut your ass up.
Yeah, they don't want to hear that.
I don't want to hear that at all, man.
Didn't he cry at one of them press conferences when he cried or something?
Did he cry? I don't know if he cried, but Mike is, I don't know. I don't think he cares so much. I don't think he thinks recruiting is important to that degree, and it doesn't. It shows. It shows. And he's obviously not one of those people that's gonna be cutthroat with his staff.
Bobby Bowden said the ones who got the best players will win the game. Bobby
said it. Yeah, Bobby said it. It ain't about the Jimmies and it's not about the X's and O's. It's about the Jimmies and the Joes. Bobby knew, and that's why he was one of the best recruiters of his time, of all time. Because Bobby could go in any living room and he seal the deal.
Shit. Well, I don't know, Pope, man. The off season has begun.
The off season been here since week 3, bro. I don't know what to tell people. I knew this team was cooked weeks ago. I was trying to tell people, like, just watch the young players and get excited. I'm not gonna lie, I get a little emotional sometimes watching this team because 1-8. I can't get over 1-8.
Man, we ranked dead last in rushing. I
can't get over 1-8 like that.
Dead last in the FBS in rushing.
It's one thing to be bad. It's another thing to be 1-8. Like 1-8.
But the AD say that's not he ain't here no more, but he said that wasn't acceptable. So why is it acceptable for Mike? Why people
see what Mike Alford
why Mike get all these privileges that other coaches didn't get? I don't understand. I'm trying to figure it out.
We'll see what maybe it's acceptable for Mike Alford. I don't know. I don't have an answer. I'm done. I'm done. I can't sit here and tell you that I don't think Mike Norvell can change. I can't sit here and tell you that.
Yeah, so all right. This is my last little question then. I'm gonna let you have it for the night, man. So one of these quarterbacks gonna leave, right?
Yeah, I think Brock ends up leaving because I think if Mike Norvell, if you think Mike Norvell has a future here, then I think it rests on the back of Luke Cromer-Holt.
But you see how he be talking in press calls, he be trying to up Luke. You know, he won't say nothing about Brock, but he'll say something about Luke. He don't want Luke to leave. He definitely don't want Luke to leave.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And that's why I say that. I think if you think Mike's going to be successful after this year, that means you think Luke Cromer-Holt is going to be like a Heisman candidate at some point, because I think that's who he's going to bank. I think that's who he's going to tie his name to. I don't think Luke's ready right now. I'm not so sure Luke's going to be ready next year, if I'm being quite honest with you.
Right. He don't process quick enough.
That doesn't mean that Luke won't be good in the future. Luke, you're talking about a guy who was played defense in high school.
Yeah, he was safety. That's why he ran.
That's what I'm saying. So that doesn't mean he don't have talent. That don't mean he don't have the tools to be successful. But if this was 20 years ago, Luke probably don't see the field till redshirt junior.
Right. You know, that's how we used to run it. That's how we used to run it.
That's how everybody in college used to run it. If you was a quarterback in college, you didn't see the field till you had to be super special to get on the field earlier than like a junior, because that's just the way college worked back then. In the old school system, I think Luke would be good. He would have a few years to develop. By the time we see him, he'd be ready to go. I think Mike's going to have to force him out there. I don't know if he's going to be ready next year, but I think if I'm Mike Norvell, and if it was me, I probably would make the same decision. I got to go with Luke Cromer-Holt, because I think he has a higher upside than Brock Glenn personally.
Right. All right, man. Well.
Yep.
I mean, the next year, the whole team gonna be transfer portal again. Like we live.
Yeah, no, they're gonna have to, because the recruiting class is gonna be abysmal.
They say we already went down to like 37, close to 40.
I think we in the 40s now. I don't know where we at. Honestly, I'm not even following recruiting at this point. I could care less. I'll check real quick though, but I don't know what FSU doing right now in recruiting. And again, I really don't care. The combination of recruiting and the play on the field, I don't know how you can justify keeping this staff around.
I don't either. It's like you just need to blow it up, because it's like I'm trying to think in my brain, and it's no elixir, it's no magical elixir to this, man. It's just
So right now, you are right now you're 47 in recruiting.
47.
You got
at Florida State. That logo keep you in the top.
Right now, Duke has a better class than you. Right now, Duke.
A bunch of nerds. Duke ain't nothing but a bunch of nerds.
SMU has a better class than you. TCU. Kentucky, obviously. Like, yeah, I don't know. I don't know how you justify it, but here we are. That's according to 247, by the way. So
I'll let you get somebody else in here, Poke, man. I've
been on here for 2 hours and 30 minutes, so I'm finna get up out of here.
All right, man. Appreciate you.
I appreciate you, Corey. But yeah, guys, go ahead and do me a favor. Hit the like button on the way out. If you didn't hit it on the way in. This was a little therapeutic tonight. I'm not gonna lie. If I missed anybody or something, I apologize. Again, the stream's acting up, so I couldn't see who was coming in and coming out. But I'll let the fans feel free to get in the comments even after the video goes off, even after the live is done. Feel free to get in the comments, say what you got to say. I'm done. I'm done with Norvell. I'm done with all of this. All of this is a wrap to me. I don't see the point of keeping it. Louisville might beat Clemson, which is unfortunate, because I need Clemson to beat Miami. So this is crazy. If y'all want to keep Norvell, I mean, God bless you. But I'm pretty much done. With the combination of the recruiting class and the play on the field, there's nothing to justify keeping that man as the head football coach. So you can't recruit and you can't win football games. What the hell are we doing? So that man should be fired. As always, man, it's your boy Polk over here on 863 Seminole TV. Stay classy, Seminoles. We are out here. Go Noles. And let's pray, hope, sacrifice a goat. I don't know. Whatever we got to do, that next year is better than this, regardless of who is the head coach, because this is ridiculous. This is I've never been more embarrassed. We've had bad seasons. I've never been this embarrassed as a Florida State fan, and I'm pretty embarrassed at this point. I'm out, guys. Have a good rest of your night. Yeah, I got to get out of here.